Now, the one great gift, I'm not going to say the one and only great gift, but the one that stood out to me as like the moment, because I was trying to think, what was that time that I saw the gift and I literally was speechless. I literally was like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe you just got me this. There's one time that sticks out in my head clearer than any. My Uncle Don gifted me Broncos tickets. My first ever Broncos game, and I received those tickets on Christmas. And I just remember looking at them, because I'd never been to a game before. Like, this was huge. I looked at them and I was like, I didn't really know what to think. I didn't know what they were. And I looked at him, and then I looked back at the tickets and I go, really? Like, for real? And he's like, yeah, we're going next weekend. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, I didn't cuss, but I was just like, you get that, like, hyperventilation moment. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. You know what I mean? The hysteria sinks in. That's the one time I specifically remember having that feeling, and, like, it stood the test of time. Like, you know, like I said, kids will freak out about any toy. I'm sure I did. But that, you know, that doesn't stick with you. That moment, when I went to that game, that was special. Like, that moment was one of the most, like, memorable moments of my life. And I got that on Christmas. Now, here's where things get kind of crazy. Like, this is a recent event that I want to share with you. This is where things get kind of wild. And it's... I had already thought about that. I had already thought about the ticket thing. Obviously, me and my uncle were very close with sports and whatnot. The other night, we went out to... I did a Christmas party with my band. Me and the band did a Christmas party. And after the Christmas party... And another thing, music. Me and my uncle, very close with music. I dropped off my cousin, and I start driving off. And the next song that pops up on my radio was it was the and it feels like heaven so far away. Gone Away by The Offspring, but it was the remake by Five Finger Death Punch, which I really like that version a lot. And it was immediately like, oh my God, like Uncle Don's here, because he loved The Offspring, and that song always reminds me of him, especially it's a song about death. And I was just thinking, man, like Uncle Don's here with me. And then the other night, no joke, I was sitting here wrapping presents, watching the Chargers-Raiders game on Thursday night. And I'm just wrapping presents sitting here. And my Christmas tree that's here behind me was sitting over on the other end on the floor. And I'm just sitting there wrapping presents, and all of a sudden the tree goes, like the lights kind of flicker. And I didn't think much of it. And like they consistently like kept flickering throughout it. And I was like, none of the other lights would flicker, just the Christmas tree. And I know you might be thinking like, oh, might be a power thing. I've lived in this house for 3 or 4 years. Never have I ever seen that. And I put the Christmas tree in the same spot every year. Never seen the Christmas tree do that. And it was consistently flickering. Like it would like do like a flicker, and then, you know, a good 2-minute pause and flicker. And like it was sporadic. It wasn't always like a 2-minute gap. And I just was thinking like, all I could think was like, oh, he's making fun of, like, Uncle Don's here, cracking jokes about the way I'm wrapping these presents. And the fact that the Chargers game was on, like, he's a Chargers fan. He was a Chargers fan. And we're sitting, like, I just couldn't help but feel like, you know, I'm sitting here watching the football game with Uncle Don, and the Chargers won. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I had to root for the Chargers after that, and they came back and won the game. And it was just, whether you think so or not, it was him. Uncle Don was here with me, watching the Chargers game as I was wrapping presents, and just took me back to that moment when he bought me my first ever Broncos game ticket. So we were just very, very close with football, and I'm sitting here, you know, watching the game, and here he is with me. because this was his house. Like, this was his house that I got this house from him, and he's still here, man. Like, he's still with us. He's still with me, especially during the holidays, man. And that's just it, man. That's the Christmas spirit. That's the holiday spirit. Anybody you don't think is still here with you for Christmas, they are still here with you. Yeah, it was just that was a legit wild thing that happened. And say what you want about it. That's what I think. That's what I feel. That's what it is. Like, that's who it was. It was pretty awesome.